Hello YouTube, I'm Peter and welcome to my kitchen. So today I have a really simple and basic recipe for you guys, but it's something that a lot of people are scared about. It's how to make gluten-free shortcrust pastry. A lot of people think that it's a really scary task and that it's really tricky to do, but I'm going to show you guys that it's actually really simple. As long as you have the right ingredients, it's a really easy and quick thing to make, and you can make a perfect tart just like it was with normal pastry. Once you've learned how to line and blind bake a tart tin properly, you can fill it with any filling you like and make any tart that you want. It really opens up your eyes to do loads of different things.
To make this pastry, you will need 200 grams of gluten-free plain flour, 100 grams of cold butter, 1 medium egg, half a teaspoon of xanthan gum, 1 tablespoon of milk, and if you're making a sweet pastry, 30 grams of icing sugar. Start by rubbing the butter into the flour, xanthan gum, and icing sugar if you are using it. You can either do this by rubbing it in with your fingertips or by pulsing it in a food processor for about 15 seconds. You're looking for it to become the texture of fine breadcrumbs. Once you have achieved this, throw in the egg and milk and blitz in the food processor or mix through with your hands until a smooth dough is formed. The dough should be pliable but not sticky. If it's too wet, add in some extra flour, and if it's too dry, add in a little more milk until you're happy with the consistency. Press the dough into a round and cover it in cling film. Leave this in the fridge to chill for about 10 minutes. This will make it easier to roll out. Roll out the chilled dough onto a lightly floured surface until it is about 2 millimeters in thickness, or just very thin. Make sure you rotate the pastry frequently to prevent it from sticking. And if you can, try to avoid adding flour. The less flour you put in, the better the pastry will be. Trim around the base of your tart tin, leaving a good amount of pastry for overhang. Then, carefully roll the pastry back over your rolling pin, brushing off any surplus flour as you roll it up. Now roll the pastry back out over the tart tin. Be very careful not to tear the pastry on the edge of the tin. Lift up the outside of the pastry and carefully press it down into the corners of the tin. Then you can use a piece of extra dough to press the pastry into all of the ridges around the tin. Don't worry if you get a hole, as you can easily patch them up with some spare dough. Holding a sharp knife flat to the edge of the tin, trim off the excess pastry around the case. You can either fill the pastry now and bake it alongside the filling at the same time, or you can blind bake it without a filling, just as I'm about to do. To prepare the base for blind baking, lightly prick the base with a fork all over. Then cover the case with cling film or baking paper. If you're using cling film, make sure it's oven safe, or else it will melt. Now fill the case with baking beans, or another dry, heavy product. I use rice to blind bake, but you could use pasta, lentils, dried peas, or anything else heavy and dry from the kitchen cupboards. Now put this in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius, 360 degrees Fahrenheit fan for about 15 minutes. Once 15 minutes is up, remove the rice or beans from the case and lightly brush over the base a beaten egg. Return this to the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes or until it is a deep golden brown all over. If the edges are looking too dark early on, cover them in a bit of tin foil to prevent it from burning. Now the case is ready to be filled with any no-bake filling you like.
So that's how you make the pastry. It's really easy, as I said, and it just takes a wee bit of practice if you don't get it first time. You can go from here and make any kind of tart that you want. There's so many different things that you can do when you learn to make pastry. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, share and subscribe, and also go and check out some of my other videos that I've linked in the description. Thanks once again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!